As you know, France has got downgraded its AAA rating on its debt. AAA rating from that to AA plus. Um, and there was a lot of rumors about it. A lot of people kind of knew about it. And I was listening to Mark Farber today. Today is Friday, um, the 13th, January 13th, 2012. And lucky day, right? Anyway, I was listening to Mark Farber, and he was saying that the markets probably discounted a lot of that information that happened with the downgrading on the debt with France because they kind of knew it was coming. And this article was actually just out CNBC with Reuters. Standard & Poor's is expected to cut the credit ratings of Italy, Spain, Portugal by 2 notches, and downgrade France, which they just did today, and Austria by 1 notch. Now, Austria hasn't been downgraded yet. At the same time, the S&P is expected to spare Germany. Now, I'm driving up to something because this could be a potential recommendation to do. I know the physical silver fans out there hate paper markets. Well, you know what? Yeah, I'm mainly into the physical silver, but I'd like to make some toilet paper too, I'd still buy stuff, right? Now, I'm not 110% sure about this, but we know it's been going on with the euro every time it gets slammed down, or almost every time it gets slammed down. The industrial metals really seem to take the biggest hit, especially silver. And even platinum. Platinum gets knocked down too. Now, if the U.S. debt gets knocked down, and we saw this back in August 6, 2011, when S&P downgraded the U.S. debt, gold went up. But it was going up, gold was going up before that because they kind of knew what was going to happen. Then when it actually happened, it went up, pulled back a little bit, then hit a high. I think it was September, sometime in the first week of September. And then they pull that stunt with the margin increases. And I'll call that a stunt because, I'm halfway into the conspiratorial side of things. But, I see other reasons for it too because prices of precious metals don't just go up and down because, J.P. Morgan's playing games or something. It's also because people in general are trained very differently, and the people that are very serious about precious metals get the real stuff. But I want to point out something again, and I mentioned this before, but there might be a time to act next week on buying some AGQ Pro shares, and I'm going to watch this carefully to see where silver goes down to. Could drop more. You might have to hold on to it a while. I might pull this stunt, but it depends. Might buy it in 2 or 3 lots too. I'm not sure. It depends on what it's going to do. And just looking at this chart, this is on silver. You look back here, December 28th. That was a good slam down, wasn't it? Went down from like 28.80 down to $27, right? $2 move. That's a big slam down. But then if you bought it down here someplace, you waited this was on a 28, waited about a day. That's what it usually seems. It seems when it has a big hit like this, it's overly hit. If it goes down like this again, down in this area, I'm going to be buying some AGQ because I think it's going to spring back up. See, this would have been a smart move with AGQ. You move up a couple bucks or more. That's a pretty good jump. That's a pretty good jump because you're on double leverage. If you put enough money in there, it's a pretty good jump. But it's a risk. And, I know about buying on the dips and hold. Getting sick of looking at this stuff, And I did play AGQ at one point, and I got over 200% on it, So it works. I'm going to tell you it's risky, but it works. Okay? It depends on where you get in there. So this might be an opportunity. I'm just pointing this out because I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do. But I'm going to share this because it's not like I'm influencing the market, But here we got it slammed down in silver. What happened? Why did it get slammed down? That was the date was December 28th. Go back here to December 28th. Here's the euro. Wham, right? What happened with the euro back here? This is right around December 13th. Okay, big slam down. Go to December 13th. Right here. Oh, it's 14th. It got slammed down the next day. The silver dropped. Okay. Also, there was some problem with the euro right around this meeting here, December 8th, December 9th. Silver took a big hit. Now, silver is taking somewhat of a hit here because the euro got knocked down. But it didn't. It seemed to be holding up pretty good, but it's still taking somewhat of a hit. But if I see within the next week or so some hard move downward where it's going to drop in this range again, probably going to go on this stuff, AGQ, and I'll dump it as soon as it gets a gain. If it goes down to 27 and it goes up to 30, goodbye, thank you. That's the way I look at it, right? So, but it's got to go down enough where I feel it's the bottom. And I know there's a lot of talk out there about it possibly going down to 26, 25, 22. I don't know. I don't know. If that's the case, I'll just have to hold the garbage until it goes back up, and it's going to be in this double leverage stuff. And it talks on this thing right over here on the page. This is from the ProShares site. This fund is not an investment company regulated under Investment Act of 1940, and is not afforded its protections. So, not only something crazy goes wrong in the market, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. But I think there's a lot of risk no matter what you do, even in physical metals. If stuff goes to $500 or $1,000 an ounce, I don't know, but you go to trade it in someplace, there's so much junk that can happen. It almost makes you wonder if somebody's going to be out there trying to rip you off, the starving masses or whatever the hell's going on. So no matter what you do, there's a risk. But this might be a pretty smart idea. I'm going to examine this pretty carefully next week, because if there's when it's the markets are going to wake up, and when they see I know the word is out, but still sometimes when it actually happens, it's going to take more of an effect, and we'll see. Maybe this will drop down further. This will probably maybe drop down further. Now, if they do more nations, they downgrade more nations, you might see silver drop down, gold drop down, palladium, platinum, oil, and all this other garbage. And that might be a time to get into the double leverage silver. It could do pretty good. I'm not 100% sure right now, because I got to see what's going to happen. I'm not going by this, the technical per se, because I think the technical kind of does judge a psychological market. It could be self-fulfilling or whatever, but it's quite obvious that when the euro is getting slammed recently, it's making everybody run from the commodities and go into the dollar, treasuries, and things like that. But at one point in time, that's going to change. And when that changes, when the fear comes into the U.S. Treasury, something goes on there, that's when I think you're going to see the metals really take off, and there's going to be nothing they can do to stop it. Nothing at all. So, but this might be something to watch for next week, since they've been downgrading debt into France, and you might see all these other nations start taking hits. Italy, Spain, Portugal, and Austria. Watch the silver prices. They might drop in the short term, and if they drop down pretty good, look for a steal. This might be a pretty good fund to play for a little while, maybe just a couple weeks, if you pick the right bottom.